Malaysia's unique diversity, ethnic, religious and cultural, has always been its greatest strength and its greatest challenge. As Malaysia increasingly finds itself in a world where differences can divide, it's never been more important for Malaysians to forge a Malaysian identity and to embrace its diverse heritage. Malaysia's port facilities were the first real area of focus for the country's development. The expansion and improvement of ports has had a positive effect throughout the economy, with spin-off industries such as freight forwarding, haulage and ancillary services, creating wealth and job opportunities for all Malaysians. So how is Malaysia tackling this? In this part of the story, we look at a business area that's better known for its dealings outside the country, the ports.
Inclusive growth is important to make sure that no one will be left behind from the development. And I think when that happens, when you're able to provide good employment opportunities, good business opportunities for the people, that will result in high income for the households, it will also translate into greater well-being for the people. And I guess that's how we make it sustainable and meaningful for the people.
Of course, education has always played a key role in helping people out of poverty, but that's particularly so for the Orang Asli people, who are among the most underprivileged in Malaysia. I'm here on Pulau Indah, where a welfare project has been undertaken for the Orang Asli people. This indigenous community has been living on the island even before there was any development.
We are creating employment for the local community. At the same time, with the development of the port, we also have industrial parks, free zones around the port area. And this is bringing a lot of investors into the country, especially foreign investors who are given tax-free incentives. And this again will help to boost up the economy of the country and also create employment for people around.
Time tu saya dah minta kerja dekat Westport, saya dah kerja Westport. Pendapatan pun dah bertambah senang sikit. Macam bantuan saya, keluarga saya, klinik, ubat-ubatan. Senanglah daripada saya beli dengan duit diri sendiri. Sekarang ni saya dah okey, Westport dah bantu banyak sikit.
Port Klang actually started off as a railway port back in the early 1900s. We first privatized the container operations at Northport. So Westports came about in 1994.
Westports has come a long way since its inception. It was born from a demand for a new facility in Port Klang to cater for the inventory of the nation. In the 1990s, Malaysia was in the throes of becoming a manufacturing hub, and Westports helped facilitate the success of the government's vision to be fully industrialized by 2020. But it's the thriving success of local port operator Westports that's allowed it to create so many job opportunities for the people of Pulau Indah. Founded by the executive chairman Tan Sri Dakot Nainalingam, who envisioned Westports becoming one of the world's best ports, it showed results in a few short years by capturing a large slice of cargo passing through the busy Straits of Malacca. In less than 20 years, Westports achieved the feat of growing into a mega hub port for transshipment. It helped make Port Klang become the 12th busiest container port in the world. Westports also has over 70% market share in Port Klang.
When we first started this business, on the Straits of Malacca, there was only about 14 million containers, and most of them were in Singapore. And now there's over 50 million 20 years later. In the span of 20 years, the volume has actually tripled, and that's why I think there's room for more than one hub.
Westports is world-renowned for its high productivity, averaging 35 gross moves across the ship. They've handled over 60 million TEUs in containers and over 200 million tons in conventional cargo. In 2013, it handled 7.47 million TEUs.
We have a very high standard of productivity. We're usually one of the top 2 or 3 in the world when it comes to productivity. And that's what clients want. They want to get their ships in and they want to get ships out as fast as they can.
This year, we are expecting to do 2.6 million TEUs. And next year, with the growth that we are hoping to have, I think the 344,000 TEUs would be something that we will be achieving on a monthly basis. Two companies which started more or less together. CMA is it's 30 years old, so it's two companies who have walked hand in hand and helping each other in growth. So I think it has been a very successful relationship, and I'm sure it can only grow from where we are today.
For Westports, the challenge is straightforward: how to ensure significant socio-economic impact in line with growth of business within the Pulau Indah area through core development programs.
So I think we have improved many programs to be able to upgrade the quality of education, not just at the secondary and tertiary level, but also at primary and at the pre-primary level as well.
Here in Malaysia, there's been a special emphasis placed on proficiency in the English language. Programs are now in place to ensure that all students have a command of English, and that starts at primary level. Westports has played a decisive role in improving the development of local communities here.
As a result, our home is actually Pulau Indah, and therefore we give back a lot to this island, and we focus all of the things that we do on this island. We started off about, I think, 15 or 16 years ago with a poverty-free campaign, and what we wanted to do was make sure that this zone, this island, is poverty-free. Just now we were in the school, and that's our 4th program. We classify it as education, but we've narrowed it down to English.
Westport's commitment to enhancing children's education is paramount. The better you educate the kids, the better the chance of improving the nation as a whole, is the philosophy. And with that in mind, they've embarked on several important initiatives in recent years here in Pulau Indah. But the training doesn't stop at the children in this area. Westports has gained a reputation for having well-trained people who are versatile, adaptable, and in high demand. It's no surprise they are sought after.
If you look back at what I just mentioned, our training program, we created a sustainable environment for ourselves to make sure that we have a steady pool of talent coming through all the time.
That is a good part of Westport. When I expressed my intention of leaving the company, the moment I told my founder of Westport, Mr. Tan Sri G, he was telling me that the door is always open for you if you intended to come back, if you are not feeling comfortable with the environment and working culture there. 3
main points to our culture, which everybody needs to live by, basically. The first one is that everybody here is a member of a family, is a member of our family, and treat everybody else in the company like a member of your own family. So family values are very important, for everybody here. The second one is actually innovation. We're a company that's very afraid of going stagnant. So as a result, we always want to be innovating, doing something new to make sure that we stay ahead of the curve so that we're not falling behind in any way.
Having already achieved so much ahead of schedule, Westports is now acting as a catalyst for change and progress, helping to forge a prosperous future for Malaysia beyond the year 2020.
In general, he wanted to make sure this becomes a hub. I want to make sure this becomes a very strong and successful hub going forward. I think, that's why we have to make sure that we grow correctly and we pace it out so that we can actually, develop the sport in the right way.
As growth in Peninsular Malaysia continues, let's look at the economic and environmental strides of the eastern island of Malaysia, Sabah.